Let's heal together. I'm going to be doing a series of podcasts from a new series I started from my book series. This series is about, well, it's titled Beyond the Myth, Conditioned Silence. This is from the Beyond the Myth, Conditioned Silence series. Well, actually, the series is Beyond the Myth. Conditioned silence is a part of that series. And in conditioned silence, we confront a hard-hitting truth, a hard truth. Some children weren't just hurt. Some children were trained to protect the people who hurt them. And until that truth is faced, and until that truth is faced, the cycle doesn't break, it continues. What happens when the people or the person who tells you to tell the truth is the same person you're not allowed to tell the truth about? Let me say that again. What happens when the person who tells you to tell the truth is the same person you're not allowed to tell the truth about? You see, many of us as children, and many children now, are told to tell the truth. We were told that tell the truth. Many of us were called liars or beat when we said something, and the person telling us to tell the truth didn't believe we were actually telling the truth. We may have been, but they didn't believe it, so they would call us liars. They would beat us. But now, those same adults would call us liars or even beat us for telling the truth on them or telling the truth they didn't want told. Who remember the bill collectors? More on Mr. Bill Collector later. But you see what I'm saying? It sounds confusing, doesn't it? So think how that sounds to a child, or how it sounds to us as a child. Think about that. You're told to tell the truth. Beat if the person didn't believe you were telling the truth. But if you were telling the truth about them, or telling the truth they didn't want told, you would get beat about that. Come on beneath the crust, and let's heal together. Children are not just abused, they are trained to protect the ones who hurt them. Children are taught that speaking up is disrespect. Children are conditioned to carry guilt that was never theirs to carry. This is not discipline. This is control. And it's time to tell the truth about the control. Children are taught to feel guilty for telling the truth, for telling some truth. But on the other hand, children are not punished. Children are punished for not telling some truth. It gets more and more confusing, doesn't it? It's confusing, and this is coming out of my mind. It's confusing me. So let me see if I can repeat that and not be confused. Children are taught to feel guilty for telling some truth. But on the other hand, children are punished for not telling some truth. Children are not born feeling guilty for telling the truth. Children are taught to feel guilty for telling the truth. Children are taught through the tone, through fear, through words that sound like love, but function like control. I gave birth to you. I'm still your mama. I changed your diapers. These phrases are not harmless when used in moments of confrontation. They are reminders of power. They shift the focus away from harm and place the focus back onto a child, as if speaking truth is an act of betrayal instead of an act of courage. These phrases, I changed your diaper, I gave birth to you, I'm still your mama. What that does, or these phrases do, is they take the spotlight off of the abuse or the abuser and places it on the ungrateful child, quote unquote. When I said ungrateful, I was putting that in quotation, because that's what those phrases make it seem like. No matter what the adult has done to the child, if the child speaks about it and they say, I changed your diaper, I gave birth to you, I'm still your mama, it makes it seem like the child is ungrateful. What's being created in these moments is not respect, it's helplessness. The child is being abused, yet when he acknowledges the abuse, he's made to feel like dog dookie for daring to want to He just want the abuse to stop, but because he dares to make the won't. See how confused I'm getting? I'm sorry. Let me get my. Now these are really problematic, I guess, for lack of a better word for me. So if I start to stumble or anything like this, be patient with me and stuff and all, because I went through a lot of abuse when I was growing up, and I was a very abusive parent to my children as they were growing up. So this is really, it really strikes me, hits hard. So I'm not just preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to the choir leader, me. Okay. Thank you for your understanding. But let's get back to what I was saying. What's being created in these moments is not respect. It's helplessness. The child is being abused, yet when she or he acknowledges the abuse, the child is made to feel like dog duty for daring to want to stop the abuse. I just want the abuse to stop. If you were abused, did you want the abuse to stop? You just wanted the abuse to stop. But see, the same child is called a coward. The one who was forced to not speak up in the house. The same child is called a coward and the likes when he doesn't stand against injustice and other wrongs. You see, we further beat and abuse our children when what we drill in them inside the home is manifested outside the home. For instance, a child is beat inside the home for having an opinion, ridiculed for just being born. But when that same child is bullied outside the home, when that same child is beat outside the home and don't fight back, or they go along with the gang activities, that same child is beat for having a prey, is beat for being a, that same child is beat for being a predator, a prey, when we are that child's first predator. Did you know that? Many of us as parents, as adults, as guardians, we are that child's first predator. Come on, stay beneath the crust with me and let's hear together. And here again, thank you for bearing with me with my stumbling. And I'm not editing this out. I could edit all this out. The stumbling and the bumbling. But it's a part of the emotions that's going into me making this. It's just, it's really emotional for me. Because as I said, I was abused in every kind of way you can imagine as a child. And I was an abusive parent to my children. So come on, let's heal together. Let's heal together. Anytime a mama, well, I'm going to say female, you know what? I'm going to call her a mama. You know why? Because she is a mama. She gave birth. She's just a troubled mama. And that's another thing. We got to stop this business that she ain't no mama. Yes, she is. She's a mama. But she's a troubled mama. Because anytime a mama tells a child, I gave birth to you, to control that child, that's an indication that that mama is troubled. And she hands that trouble down to her offsprings. The cycle has to be broken. Let's break this cycle right here and right now. You don't have to do it out loud, but admit, I'm talking to the adults now. If you're abusive or were abusive to your children, admit that to yourself. And it would be nice if you went and got back with your children. Now, let's look at I gave birth to you. You know what birth is? Birth is the culmination of getting pregnant. The child had no choice in the conception. The child had no choice in the gestation. The child had no choice in the birth. The process was put in place from the beginning. You get pregnant, and after a certain amount of time, you give birth. I changed your diaper. Now you have a mama wanting to guilt a child into silence because of her doing what any decent mama would do, or what any mama would do if she had the gumption or the ability. Because sometimes we just don't have we want to do things. Sometimes we just can't. But that's a whole nother podcast. You see, but when she says, I changed your diaper, she's confronting the child in a way to make the child feel guilty. She's silencing the child. How dare you say that? I gave birth to you. I changed your diaper. But you see, changing the diaper is a part of the upkeep of a child. This is a troubled mama who uses doing her duty as a mama to control her child. How about the phrase, I'm still your mama, or that's still your mama? These are other phrases used to silence a child. But wasn't she still the mama when she was abusing the child? Or when she was allowing the abuse to happen? Wasn't she the mama then? How is it the mama card can be played to silence the child, but the mama card isn't played to protect the child? Wasn't she still the mama when she was allowing him to be abused or abusing him? Wasn't she still the mama then? The child learns quickly. Your voice will cost you. Your truth will be turned against you. Your pain will be minimized, and your survival will be labeled as disrespect. So the child shrinks. The child stays quiet. The child carries guilt that was never theirs to carry. And over time, silence becomes safer than honesty. This is how cycles continue, not just through abuse itself, but through the emotional conditioning that protects the abuse, it protects the abuser and hides the abuse. Any parent who uses their role, their sacrifice, or their history to silence a child speaking about harm is no longer protecting the child. These parents are controlling the child. Parenthood does not grant immunity from accountability. Just because you're a parent, you gave birth, you changed the diaper, you still the mama. That doesn't give you immunity from accountability. Giving life does not give you the right to diminish a life or to diminish that life that you created. And when children are made to feel guilty for telling the truth, the real issue is not the child's voice. It's the system of power that taught that child to fear using their voice. Beyond the myth, conditioned silence, it confronts that system head on. Because children deserve more than survival. Children deserve to be heard. Children deserve to be believed. Children are made or should be, because they deserve to be protected. When a child is told, I gave birth to you, I'm still your mama, I changed your diaper, the child learns quickly your voice will cost you. Your truth will be turned against you. Your pain will be minimized, and your survival will be labeled as disrespect. So, what does the child do? The child shrinks, as we said. The child stays quiet. The child carries guilt that was never meant, was not the child's guilt to be carried. And over time, you know what happens over time? Over time, safety takes precedent over honesty. Silence becomes a thing where it's safe. If I'm silent, I'm not going to be made to feel guilty for just being born. I'm not going to be made to be ashamed for just being born. I'm not going to be made to feel bad or feel like something is wrong with me, because I want the people who abuse me to take accountability. That's how this cycle continues. Because once silence becomes safer than honesty, the cycle continues. Not just through abuse itself, but through the emotional conditioning that protects the abuse and it protects the abuser. What happens when the person who tells you to be honest is the same person you're not allowed to be honest about? Think about that. The same person who tells you to be honest is the same person, in many instances, you're not allowed to be honest about. In many homes, children are not just silenced, as I said earlier. They are not just silenced, they're conditioned. conditioned to believe that telling the truth is betrayal, that questioning harm is disrespect, that loyalty to a parent matters more than their own safety. Phrases like "I gave birth to you," "I'm still your mama," they're not just words. They become tools that shift power, silence voices, and place guilt where it never belonged. Stay tuned for the upcoming podcast. Oftentimes, a black child's first groomer is a black adult. I'm so glad you're here. Let's heal together. Grateful for rising and be encouraged. I'm Lily Bell. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Black parent, black guardian, black adult. You tell a child to tell the truth, then penalize the child if he tells the truth, especially about you. Why did you do it? Parents, adults, black folk, let's take action. Let's have a dialogue and then take action. We're good about dialoguing, but then everything stops there. No action comes from the dialogue. I'm glad you're here. Let's heal together.